She said she putting us out. It opened at 8 o'clock. Why we got to go for? Because we black? You see how these white folks treat us? And y'all sit there and let these folks do this shit, man. Don't nobody speak up or nothing, man.
Shalom, I give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Wakakodasha. I give double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to all sincere Akim, pushing this word out across the four corners of the earth. This lesson just going into how Jake is getting fired up. And that's very beautiful to see, especially in these times that we are in. And that just letting us know through the Spirit that our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Because you see a lot of our people are questioning these so-called Caucasians, how they are acting on this earth, the things they are doing to our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who compose of the 12 tribes of the nation Israel. So our people are questioning and really are getting upset in the Spirit. And they don't know why, but we know why through the Spirit, because the scriptures foretold us that these things was going to occur before Yahweh Shai's second debut. So in this video, you saw of a rapper named Gucci Mane. He was playing basketball with a few Jakes, and it was an Edomite lady locking the thing up. And he stated that it opened up at 8 o'clock, and he was questioning this Jake that worked around the park or whatever, around that basketball court. So he was asking, you see how these white folks treat us? And they have always treated us this type of way. It's only going to get worse, because the closer we get to the end of their rulership, their era, their sovereignty on this earth, the more intensified that hatred is going to be with us and them. As how they degrade us, how they look down upon us, how they make mockery of us. Our people don't have an inkling of a clue why this is happening. But we do through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. And if you want to simplify it all, it goes back to Genesis, the 27th chapter. And this is Genesis 27:41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Esau, Edom, the Edomites are the so-called Caucasian race today. The reason why they have that bitter spirit upon us is because of this blessing. Because Esau represents the so-called Caucasian race, Jacob represents the Israelites, the chosen people, the Heavenly Father, out of all nations. They hate us because they're blessing. And these lower level Edomites, they don't know why they hate us. That's why it says in Romans, the 9th chapter, that they are that vessel of dishonor. And who resisted the will of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai? No one. So they are playing that role that Yahweh, Yahweh Shai has designed them to play. But these upper level and higher level Edomites, they know exactly why they hate us, because of that blessing. And that blessing represents the kingdom of heaven, everlasting life, everlasting kingdom, everlasting sovereignty. So Esau is trying to obtain that blessing by doing away with the Israelites. And that's the honest reason why they treat us in this type of fashion or form. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. And we really gonna see that spirit, Esau gonna slay his brother Jacob in Jacob's trouble. Where majority of our people don't have a clue what that's talking about. That's when this so-called white man is gonna put his full wrath on you. But really, it's Yahweh, Yahweh Shai's wrath on the left-hand side is going to be upon Esau, and he's going to come down on 2/3 of the nation of Israel. The ones of our people that don't want to get right with the Heavenly Father, his only begotten Son, don't want to come back to who you are. You want to continue to follow the way of this world, continue to subscribe to Esau's madness and his philosophies. That's that wrath of Yahweh, Yahweh Shai on the left-hand side, that he's going to pour his spirit upon Esau to come down with our people, because you've been disobedient. You don't want to come back to your true power source. So you're going to have to die and be purged on this side, and you're going to come back through the elect that make it on this side in the kingdom of heaven. And to further prove that, this is Isaiah, the 10th chapter, and the 5th verse. O Assyrian, the rod of my anger. The modern day Assyrians is talking about these Edomites. And the staff in their hand is my indignation. So Yahweh, Yahweh Shai gave this so-called white man this rulership for a certain point in time. And while he's going to be in this rulership, he's going to put total hell on the Israelites, because it goes right back to Genesis, the 27th chapter. He hated Jacob because of the blessing. So the rod of my anger and the staff in their hand is my indignation. So it's nothing but Yahweh, Yahweh Shai's spirit on that left-hand side, that sinister side, or that evil side, that he's putting on Esau. He's spiritually programming Esau on that left-hand side to come down on 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Because majority of our people, you are totally disrespecting Yahweh, Yahweh Shai each and every day. You're not following his ways, so therefore you have a punishment to serve. And that's where Esau comes in hand at. Verse 6, I will send him against a hypocritical nation, because majority of our people claim that they love the Heavenly Father. They all about the Bible. You know, they read the Bible, things and that such. But when it's time to do the things that's foretold in the scriptures, you don't want to do. For instance, you want to continue to eat all these abominable foods, and you always say things like, well, we all got to die. The majority of our people can't understand a simple concept as don't eat unclean foods. How can you even go into the details of Jacob and Esau? How these so-called Caucasians hate us because of the blessing. So they can't understand that simple concept. They can't even understand anything more spiritual than that friction between Jacob and Esau. So I would send him against a hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge. See, Yahweh's spirit gonna be upon these Edomites, to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets. So a lot of our people are going to die in these last days. That's why it says that the slain of the Lord should be many. And also, quick thing, this rapper Gucci Mane mentioned, it says y'all not gonna stand up for nothing. But meanwhile, you have the prophets of Yahweh that's always been out there on the highways and the byways since the late 60s, for warning our people who you are according to the scriptures, who is your power source according to the scriptures, who are your enemies according to the scriptures, and what's going to happen in these last days according to the scriptures. So it's always been a certain portion of men out there for warning our people what's the real deal in this society. So none of our people can say that it's no one standing up for this. But we stand up through the spirit and power of Yahweh, letting you know what's about to get ready to occur before it actually takes place. And this is Psalm, the 94th chapter, the 16th verse. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? And the main evildoers are the so-called Caucasian race, beginning with the elites of the Edomite nation. Then it trickles on down to the regular Joe Six-Pack Edomites. But mainly this is talking about the higher ups, these banking elites, the ones that actually pull strings in this society, where people call them today the Illuminati. Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? And let's answer that question with Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. He that made mention of Yahweh, keep not silence. And that's talking about the prophets. So this rapper Gucci Mane cannot say why nobody stand up against this madness. We're not physically standing up against this madness by bearing arms and things of that such, because it's not their time, nor it fulfills scriptures of the prophets supposed to be doing it. So we're coming out there for warning our people who you are according to the scriptures, telling you to repent before Yahweh's second debut. And that's the best type of warning or caution or alert that anyone can ever receive. And majority of our people are nothing but carnal. That's their best solution to how this so-called white man is treating us on this earth, is to bear arms and take down this so-called white man down physically. But not knowing, if you read Genesis the 27th chapter, it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. So Esau's main blessing is his sword. That's the blessing that Yahweh, the creator of all things, put the spirit upon Isaac to bless Esau with. And we see that in living color today. So majority of our people in that type of mentality, thinking you're going to bear arms and take down this so-called white man with your little weaponry. That's why when the first wave of the race riots happen, a lot of our people are going to lose, and they're going to lose and die horribly. But as the hopeful elect, we're going to do what was told for us to do. Therefore, wait ye upon me, said the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey. But also, when we're out there preaching the word of Yahweh, we forewarn our people that race riots is going to happen according to the scriptures. You can see how things are just boiling up through the spirit with Jacob and Esau, the two main characters of the Most High's movie. So those are the watchmen, aka the prophets, or that forewarning people and these other nations what's about to get ready to occur. And just link that up, this is Jeremiah, the 6th chapter and the 10th verse. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? And the ones that have the authority to give warning are the prophets of Yahweh, the ones that speak in truth and sincerity. Behold, their ear is uncircumcised. And that's talking about two-thirds of the nation of Israel, because no matter how you explain it to them, you break it down for them, if it's not meant for a majority of our people to get, they're not going to get it. Because you have an angel that's spiritually blocking those precepts or that spiritual understanding for going into the ears of two-thirds of the nation of Israel. So two-thirds of the nation of Israel are looked at as uncircumcised. They're unclean. They're not spiritual. Because majority of our people are really likened to the heathen by the acts and wicked deeds that they are doing on this side. And they cannot hearken because they cannot spiritually hearken because they cannot spiritually understand the message coming from the prophets of Yahweh Yahushua. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it. So that's why you see with brothers out there on the highways and byways, you rarely see people out there that's listening, asking questions, being concerned about what's really going on in society. Because majority of our people are going about their daily lives, while the prophets are out there forewarning you. You see brothers holding up posts, reading out the scriptures. You see a bit 12 tribes of Israel sign, and that should just make you want to stop and like, okay, this is different. I don't see things like this daily. But majority of our people have no delight in it because Yahweh Yahushua doesn't want them to have delight in it. He wants to do away with 2/3 of the nation of Israel. But at the end of the day, going back to the title of this lesson, it's beautiful to see that Jake is getting fired up in the spirit, because we know through the spirit when we see examples like this, that's letting us know that these race riots are about to get ready to happen. And as far as the ones of our people that made into this Hollywood industry, you best believe that they know that this so-called white man is the devil. But as it says, a gift destroyed the heart, because Esau so-called blessings them with material possessions, these different endorsements, these different deals. So they're on quiet mode. But it shows you how beautiful the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua is, because he's pouring his spirit upon these different celebrities of our people. And these type of people have a lot of influence on the world, especially the ones of our people. So imagine the ones of our people watching this type of video of Gucci saying that about this so-called white lady. And that's all by the doings of Yahweh Yahushua. They are putting that idea in our people's head to stir up that friction and that tension between Jacob and Esau. Then it's going to translate into these race wars very soon. And this is 2 National, the 6th chapter, the 9th verse. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. And Esau, his world, his era, his rulership is about to get ready to come to an abrupt end. Then it's going to be a whole total transition of powers that's about to be upon this earth, starting with Yahushua and his joint heirs going to the elect of the nation Israel. That's where Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. So those are the ones that are standing up for Yahweh Yahushua against the evildoers in these times, the prophets of Yahweh Yahushua. And with that, I hope you all was edified. Shalom.
This man, she just like I don't make the rules. She don't make the rules, bro. Fuck that cracker bitch.